All right, well, now that we know about the UI, let me get a share screen going here. So we're ready to apply this to our simple game. Um, at some point, we're going to add levels. I'm just going to make simple day and night levels. We'll use buttons to select. We'll have sliders that indicate our level of health and points, and we'll have text readout of their values. At some point, we're going to add win and lose scenes to transition to when that's appropriate. And this is all built on this simple framework that we've got. But before we do that, let's set up the UI for points and health. So modifications are relatively simple. I'm going to add a canvas item. Uh, I'll use a panel that contains text and sliders for both the points and health. And I'm going to add my script to that object. So quickly over here, you can see that I have this HUD, this canvas, and inside the canvas is a panel. And the panel contains sliders for text, for points, for text, health, and health text. Notice the position of the anchors here. The panel anchor is at the top here, top left corner. That means this thing will stay in the top left corner and it will not scale. It'll stay the same size. The point slider and point text both will stay in the upper left corner of that panel, and the health slider and health text are anchored to the middle of that. I've just picked the simple middle center, center top. So all of that's set up, and I've added to this HUD canvas the HUD new UI script that has point slider, health slider, point text, and health text. And I don't need to fill these in manually because I'm going to use the find points text, health text, point slider, health slider with the game object find tool, and I will extract the appropriate components from that game object with get component. I do have publics here, although they could be private since I'm finding them. I also have a private player status, the script on the player, and I'm going to find that object by type, find object of type player status. So this is going to go out into the entire world and find an object, find an occurrence of the player status script. And it'll find it on the FPS player who has a player status script. So game object finding by name and component finding by type. All of those are tools to allocate things. You could also manually drop everything into the inspector if you wanted to. So the update function assigns, it uses that player status function that we wrote, a public function, get points and get health, that do nothing but return from player status what the current health and points value is. On my text, I'm adding the label points equal, and I'm concatenating it. The plus sign concatenates these two strings together, and I get the points and I convert it to a string. The slider value I just assign would get points. Before this can work, I mentioned we had to add a canvas. The canvas has a panel. The panel contains the text and slider items. and I've been careful to make the names match what I used in the script so that they'd be able to be found appropriately. The canvas is in screen space overlay, so it's not in front of the camera or placed in the world. It's just in front of the screen. The panel is positioned uh, with an anchor with all four corners in the top. Uh, this means it won't scale, and it'll be anchored to the upper left corner. Points text and point slider are positioned relative to that panel, so they're inside it with an anchor with all four triangles in the upper left. And the health text and health slider are anchored to the middle of that top panel. All very easy. For some fun, I made the sliders background color red. So here in the slider has a bunch of children. The background that's red, the fill area that is green, and the handle slide area that is blue. So red background, blue slider, and green uh, 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 fill. Um, this way, as our sliders decline, well, as we gain points, it'll change from all red to all green, and our health will change from green when our health is full to red as we die. So let me just play this. Um, Let me first do it this way to demonstrate something. So um, you'll notice as I resize the screen that the panel maintains its shape and configuration. It doesn't change. And so this will adapt to any screen aspect and it works appropriately. So let me pick up some points, and the points values goes up and my health, and the health value goes down, and down here we've seen the various messages appropriate. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing at that point, and I'll end recording and come back and finish this up with scene transitions. Bye.